Okay. Preparing to live stream. Going to assume that some of this is ending up on YouTube. I will wait until this progress bar is officially there.
You know what's great about this?
What is great about this?
Is any tech issues that we're having right now in real time are not my fault.
I'm here for. Yes, we're able to blame me if there are any tech issues. Now we're live on YouTube. Hello,
That's
shout
awesome.
outs. Hello to everybody that is joining us. I have posted a link. There are turtles in the chat from
Already?
NYC. Yes, already. So I just want to say from the start, anybody that's joining us, this is a pretty important thing because I want you guys to take full advantage of the promotion that's going on right now. Super chats are on, but we are not going to be reading them. So the way that if you want to support us, support our friends over at PRIZEPICKS. They're currently running a promotion through the promo code Film School, which I'll put that in the chat as well. FILMSCHOOL. So if you go to prizepicks.com, they have a 100% instant match on your first entry. So you put in $20, they'll send you an additional 20. You put in $100, it's up to $100.
Up to $100, yeah.
So you put in $100, they'll throw you an extra 100, and then you're able to go along with this throughout the process.
Andrew, we have breaking news.
What? This might change how the rest of the show goes, I'm assuming.
No, it's not going to change. I mean, Anthony Davis, low grade fever. Low grade fever.
Okay.
Game time decision.
That doesn't change. Thank you. Such gamesmanship on behalf of the Lakers.
Do you think they were really going to tell us?
I was hoping for some of us that do YouTube pregame shows that they would do it, but I guess not. Thanks a lot to Frank Vogel and the Lakers. Regardless,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I just it is interesting because usually I don't unless it's like certain there's not many players in the league usually where if they're in or out, it's going to change too much how I think about how the Knicks are going to do. But and Anthony Davis normally wouldn't fall into that category, but I think right now he does because I guess that speaks to how little confidence I have in how the Knicks are playing at the moment.
Very fair. Very fair. So we should explain how PrizePicks works because as you can tell, this is the KFS PrizePicks pregame show. You've probably heard the commercial that we've aired on our show over the past couple of weeks, but we haven't really dove into until recently on how it works. So you can choose anywhere from 2 to 5 prop bets. The odds are set by PrizePicks on their website, which is pinned to the YouTube chat that you're joining right now. You basically choose over, under, and they give you odds. Now, the best bet, as far as I'm concerned, if you choose up to 5, which, as I mentioned, up to 5 different prop bets, if you choose all 5, then you have a chance to win up to 10 times the amount that you entered. So let's say a bet of $20. If you get all 5 right, you get $200. Now, if you get 4 right, you double your money. So it's 40. And then if you get 3 right, I think it's 0.8. So you get $8 back and then nothing for 1 or 2 correct. So the way we're going to preview tonight's game is we're going to talk a little about the Knicks, talk a little bit about the Lakers, their opponent tonight, and then go through all the potential prop bets you could make tonight and fill out a 5-pick flex play. Now, the only caveat, John, is that you can only choose a player once. So you can't just do like AD across the board in points, rebounds, assists, 3-pointers made, free throws. You have to choose him in one of those, and 5 different players have to be selected.
I'm sorry, I don't know if this is how this is supposed to go. Can we just cut through the bullshit and go to the safest bet on the board?
What is it?
If this number was double what it is, I'm going to let you guess. I am thinking of a prop. It's not points. It's towards the end of the. Go to the end of the line.
I think I already know. It's when I start.
It's something from one of our old friends. There's a couple of our old friends actually on the board tonight, but I'm going with one of our older friends. Is he the oldest player in the NBA? No. Who is the oldest player in the NBA?
Did you ask if Carmelo Anthony is the oldest player in the NBA?
I did ask if he's the oldest player in the NBA. Is he not?
Oh, you know what? That's a great question because
I'm
LeBron would
pretty
be
sure
the
he's
other one that competes with him.
yeah, but he's a year older than LeBron because
Dwight's a
he
year
finished,
later. That's a great question. Melo might be the oldest. Someone in the chat, let us know.
I'm pretty sure he's not, but he's going to be close. Anyway,
okay.
You could give me 7 made threes, and I might think about taking the over. The number is 2.5. 2.5, Andrew.
Yep.
Free money.
That was the first one I looked at. In fact, I see 2 on PrizePicks right now. So I don't know if I need to refresh my screen, but I have 2.
Oh, you're right. No, sorry. You're right. It's 2. So what? So maybe this will give us a chance to explore PrizePicks a little bit more. If he gets exactly 2, then
you hit.
Yes,
you hit.
Oh,
yes. So he has to make 2 or more threes tonight.
It's free money.
I put that so I'll start off by selecting Carmelo Anthony at least 2 3-pointers made tonight. Melo on the season, I had this earlier. Let me pull it up now. Melo on the season is shooting 46% from 3. He's made at least 2 3-pointers in a game this year. Let's see. 12 of the Lakers' 18 games.
And to get even a little bit more specific, just to give you an idea of how much the volume is there, I think I looked it up among 50 some odd players who are taking at least 6 threes a game. I think he's 3rd in percentage this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. Sense. He's having an absurd season.
The chat, shout out to the Knicks Film School regular chat tonight. The chat has come in handy for us. Now, here's the clarification, because there are 2 players that they've mentioned that are older than Melo.
I don't see the chat, so maybe you give me a hint.
One of them is on the team with the best record in the NBA right now.
What Warrior is older than Melo? Is it Iguodala's not
Iguodala. So they thought maybe Iguodala than Melo. So there's one more that's older that is more of a player coach at this point in his career.
Oh, Haslam.
Miami Heat's Udonis Haslam. Yes.
That's an easy one.
That is an easy one. So I'm with you. I had starred that Melo at least 2 3-pointers made tonight. Should we stick with 3-pointers real quick? RJ Barrett is 1.5.
Oh,
that's why. Is he? You want to take the under?
No, because here's the thing about RJ Barrett, and this will get us into a little bit of Knicks talk. I genuinely believe in my core that his confidence has not been shaken one bit. He's just in an unbelievable funk right now. So if tonight was the night that he came out and hit 6 threes, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. I get it. That said, if he came out and was, 1 for 5 or 6 or whatever it is, I wouldn't be surprised either. There's another name on the 3-point list that I also think is pretty easy money. And it's a guy that I believe you're a pretty big fan of. I don't know. I forget, what camp were you in? Were you in camp trade for Dame, or were you in camp not trade for Dame?
So that's outside of Knicks land. But yeah, I was not in camp trade for Dame. I was in camp, if you want to trade for Dame, you're going to have to include RJ. But I don't want to do that, and I'm glad they didn't.
So after he failed to get to 3 3-pointers made in 6 of his first 9 games, he has hit 3 or more 3-pointers in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his last 7 games. And he's playing the Nuggets tonight. And interestingly enough, he was inactive the last time the Blazers played the Nuggets in Denver about a week ago, and they got pummeled. The Blazers did. And now we don't know if Jokic is going to be active for this game. I think Dame 3 or over 3-pointers is easy money.
Okay, it's noted. What we're going to do at the end before we sign off is pick one out of town over under. So I'll note that for Dame.
Listen, Dame's going to be here before long, so you might as well.
So this is a future Nick pick is what you're making. You want to do a former Nick pick? Tim Hardaway Jr. is 2.5 for tonight. Porzingis said I had a free throw one. So the reason I'll hesitate real quick on RJ over 1.5 3-pointers made is the safest bet, but he's on the board for 3 other categories. So I can go through them as well.
Yeah. Before we do that, can I give you my safest Knicks pick of the night?
Sure.
And this is something where I wonder, I don't want to throw our friends at PrizePicks under the bus here, but I wonder, do they update these things in light, or do they recalibrate these things in light of injury news? And the reason I ask that is because Julius Randle's sitting there at 9.5 rebounds. Now, on a normal night, Julius Randle 9.5 rebounds would be great. on a night when the Knicks are down to one healthy center and they're playing a team that may already be inclined to go a little smaller. We're getting, I don't know if we're getting 15 minutes of Julius at the 5 tonight. I don't know if we're getting 20 a minute, but especially with the Knicks down Derrick Rose, Julius Randle is going to play 42 minutes tonight. 9.5 rebounds. That's a given, right?
So with my experience with PRIZEPICKS, they factor in your season average a lot into what you're going to do. And our Julius is at 10 on the money. So they're saying if he gets to his season average, he'll hit.
Oh, I have him.
If tonight he doesn't.
Yeah. I got he's at 10 on in his average, which is why the number is 9.5.
Right. So that's how a lot of their lines for props have worked in my experience lately. Like, so last night, I think Trey was 21.5 for points scored, and Tatum was 27, 25. All I know is it was like late in the third quarter because I had a 5-pick flex play that had 3 picks from Monday Night Football and then those 2 overs. And I hit both, thankfully, because for some reason, Tatum and Trae Young decided to go back in the game with their teams up by 26 in the fourth quarter and get like 6 more points. If only Daniel Jones had gotten me 7 more rushing yards, I would have had all 5, but I digress.
And maybe what's this? Oh my God. Jason Garrett would still have a job.
Yes, seriously. Tom Brady, the easiest prop bet last night, over 0.5 rushing yards. He had to fall forward once and I would have hit, and he scrambled for 15 yards.
There you go.
Didn't know he still had that in him. So Julius, I had that circled too. Julius over 9.5 rebounds as a potential lock.
Let me give you the reason why. If you want to get some Knicks on your board tonight for your bet, the only reason I would hesitate towards 9.5 rebounds is because Julius is also on the board for 4.5 assists. And with Derrick Rose out, you have to think Julius, again, just gut feeling. It feels like this is going to be a night. Okay, Rose is out. Julius is going to be like, everything's going through me. At 40 minutes, it's going through me.
Yeah.
And that may be some good. It may be some not so good, but I would feel very good about the 4.5 assists as well. Unfortunately, you can't pick him twice. I'd go with the 9.5 rebounds, which means we could go. The only other Nick on the board for assists, as you were alluding to before, is RJ at 2.5.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking assists are a cheap stat in the NBA. And man, what's fun is when I go and like rewatch these games, and sometimes like I'll just go to the NBA stats page to do it, because you could just click on like basically if RJ had 5 assists, there's a place where you could click on 5.0 and it takes you to his 5 assists, and you like rewatch like that sometimes. They give assists to like literally anything. Like if you pass the ball and then the guy does a couple like hezzy dribbles and then like step back, like there's your assist. That said, I wouldn't feel great about this.
Do you see them playing any RJ with the second unit lineup minutes tonight with Derrick Rose out?
Well, let's go through it. The one thing the Lakers do have is pretty good size. Especially if Russ is going to play the amount of minutes that I think Russ is probably going to play tonight, Madison Square Garden, the whole thing. I joked before on Twitter, like if Obi doesn't get 25 minutes tonight, one guy who even with Derrick Rose out, who I would not be surprised to see play less than half the game is Kemba Walker. Again, because I think the Lakers have good size. So if you go take the next logical step, who's filling in those minutes? I definitely could see a game plan where RJ doesn't get off the court. And yes, by definition, he might roll with the second unit. Is he running those second unit teams? No, I don't think he is. I think it's going to be Quickly and Burks, though.
I agree. I'm just wondering if he'll play. And then if he plays with the second unit with guys that have been more consistent with their shot this year, you're literally asking him to, in the NBA world, accidentally throw the ball to Quickly as he's about to make a 3. Throw the ball to Toppin, who's been hot lately from 3. Yeah. Throw the ball to Alec Burks. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you see RJ playing more minutes tonight, maybe 3 assists is a pretty safe bet. Yeah, it's the second. It's the second safest. I mean, we could talk about points too, but Fournier over 10.5 is a wild card bet because I don't I don't know night to night what you're gonna get out of Evan Fournier. Is this the night he finally goes for 25?
But like, I'm sorry, I don't want to turn this into a bitch session, but like Evan Fournier has not like he has not been good. He has not been good. He's not been earning his paycheck. Period, but he also hasn't been. He has not been horrendous either, and he has games where he's blown up. And specifically, I think he has double digits in 6 games this season. And his 5 highest. What's that?
They've played 17.
Okay, so it's not a great ratio, but in his 5 highest scoring games, they've won all those games. Which is to say, when he gets going, they seem to get going. I don't know what that means for tonight. I don't love this Laker defense. That's probably not the Knicks points bet that I would go with. It's funny. I know I just said I don't think he would play more than half the game. I think Kemba 12.5 points going up against Russ on defense. I think Russ is a terrible defender at this point in his career. I kind of like that. I like that. I think that's probably the points bet that I would go with. I would go over Kemba 12.5 points. Especially
like with Rose out, you might see 25 Kemba minutes tonight. And I mean, you had hinted at it in the newsletter that you'd like them to get the offense going through Kemba to start tonight. If they do that and he just a hot first quarter and he gets to 9, you're asking me 4 points the rest of the game.
I just think it's really interesting to think about, like, okay, we know this team is obviously very confuzzled at the moment in terms of what the hell they want to do. And we've seen fits and starts of this and that. But like, just like a world where, okay, Julius says the offense is going to go through me tonight. So what does that mean for Kemba? Maybe that means for Kemba that he's going to be like, listen, when the ball's in your hands, you shoot it, for that entire time that you're in the game. I don't know. Maybe tonight's the night Julius tries to rack up 15 assists, which is, again, why I like that 4.5 assist number for him as well. I honestly wish I could pick Julius in the assists and the rebounds. That's
in multiple. Yeah.
In multiple. Yeah. But I would take Kemba. So what do we have now? We have Julius over rebounds.
Julius over rebounds. That's over 9.5 rebounds. I like that. And
we
then
have Kemba over points.
Kemba over points over 12.5. That's 3, because we have Melo over 2 3-pointers made.
I want to stay away from RJ 2.5 assists. I don't know how I feel about that. So
I'd agree with that. Can I close the loop on Evan Fournier, by the way?
Please.
In his last 7 games, he's gone over double digits once.
I know.
So like, if you're predicting he's going to go over 9.5 points, he is extremely due, especially since like the guy is not playing fourth quarters right now. But in a night with a shortened rotation, specifically
they only got 8 guys
on the wing, that's an issue. Unless you're thinking we're going to see some Grimes tonight.
I think we're going to see Grimes for 7 minutes, if that.
Second quarter minutes. If he's hot, great. If not, then you're gone.
That might be generous. So you know what? Maybe we're underselling the Fournier points thing too. It's just like you can't say enough how big Derrick Rose has been, and with no Rose tonight. Okay. Do we have to take 4 Knicks, or can we mix it up?
No, that's the thing. Okay. You can mix it up with whoever.
So let's go Randall rebounds, Kemba points, Melo and Dame threes.
Okay, so Dame's your out of town bet.
Because yes, and then let's get one more Laker bet for tonight. So this is tricky because
I'll ask which Russ, because I
was about to say it has to be a Russ.
It has to be a Russ bet because I don't trust that AD is going to play tonight, and if he does, what condition is he going to be in? Like, I'll just real quick for points, Anthony Davis is at 24.5. For rebounds, Anthony Davis is at 9.5, and then I think there's a 3-point bet. Yeah, it's there's a free throw bet for Anthony Davis 4. So over under 4 free throws made. But I'm not touching any of them.
As you are well, I mean, how about this? If you think Anthony Davis is going to sit,
then under. Oh, the under. That's a very good point.
Under. PRIZEPICKS allows you to play under, folks.
So I don't know if this is where I need to get clarification for PRIZEPICKS as we go. Maybe tonight's actually a good exercise for this. I don't know if he comes off the board if he's not playing tonight. Like, I don't know what their rules are just yet.
That's a good question.
Great question for Prize Picks.
So I don't want to touch Russell Westbrook points. Just because it's incredibly random. I think the number is a good number that they said. It was 19 and a half.
19 and a half.
Yeah.
I will say you nailed it on the random part, but like with LeBron out, the volume's still there is what I'll say. When LeBron doesn't play, he still takes 20 field goal attempts.
I think so obviously the Knicks are down centers. Nerlens Noel is not a guy who's going to play more than 25 minutes. The Knicks are going to go small for 25 minutes, for 15 to 20 minutes tonight. My guess is the Lakers go small to match them. Now, for them, going small means a lot of Anthony Davis. But if the Lakers are going a little small, that's more opportunities for Russ to get boards. And Russ, it's 8.5 is the number. Russ has gotten 9 or more rebounds, 9 out of the 18 games, which is why they have the number where it is. I think he's going to clear the rebounding number pretty easily tonight. And that would be the remaining pick that I go with for this game.
He has cleared, it's 8.5 or 9.5. It's 8.5, right?
I believe it's 8.5. Yeah. So
and literally half this is where Prize Picks is genius with this. It's literally half their games. He's gotten at least 9 rebounds. So I will say it's a lot of them are recent though. So, we'll see. Just their most recent game, he's coming off of 26, 9 and 10 against Detroit in that comeback win with the Isaiah Stewart fight.
Yeah. I think it's a solid bet.
That'll be my fifth entry, but let's see if there's anything we missed before we officially lock it in.
The only other thing that I would look at is because Detroit plays tonight, and speaking of the fight that got LeBron suspended, no Isaiah Stewart, Jeremy Grant is on the board for rebounds. So you figure with no beef stew, 4 rebounds is the number for Jeremy Grant. That's not a lot. Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't excite.
I'm looking
Jeremy
at the rest.
Grant, the least exciting, like borderline star in the NBA.
The thing is, he's also going against Miami, and you're right about just rebounds. To get 4 rebounds should be easy enough, but going up against Bam is the only hesitation I have.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if because you selected one out of town option. I want to select one too. And
why don't you select something from your Miami Heat?
My Miami Heat, yeah,
your Miami Heat.
That to start the year were really helping me with the wins pool, so I'll take it.
Did you pick them in the wins pool?
Yes, I did. I went full heel. I have Brooklyn. I have Miami. I have Dallas. So that's where I should go. Okay.
I saw Porzingis' rebound number was like 7.5, right?
And I'd take the under because he's going to be on the wing most of the time. I
should know this. Is Luka out tonight?
Luka's out still. From everything I've heard, Luka's out still.
Honestly, take all the fucking. I mean, so pick a Porzingis over and take it.
So that's what I was gonna say. Lately, he's where I was looking at it earlier in prep for this. So he scored over 20 points in his last 6 games. He's had 22, 32, 29, 21, 23, and 25. I know this is sacrilegious on a Knicks pregame show, but it's 18.5 is the points. So
the problem,
I think that's a sure bet with Luka out.
The problem has been above the head. He's a mopey fuck. And and now he has a chance to show everybody out. Look what I can do with my own team. And he's put up numbers because he's fully engaged. So yeah, I'd hammer Porzingis left and right. I'm
actually gonna, from my personal bet, I'll take Dame out. Oh no, you submit Dame. I submit Porzingis over 19.5 points. I think that's a solid bet. And then I'm actually, do I want to do this? Julius is going to play tonight. So any over for Julius, I think, is a safe one, especially rebounds. I
mean, what if he just goes into full facilitator mode? Again, I'm not even saying that's for the best of the team, but like, I could see tonight being like a 15, 14 type type it even.
RJ Barrett has to make 2 3-pointers. That's all we're asking him to do. I know
Have you not watched RJ Barrett in recent weeks?
I understand how like unfathomable that is based off of the last couple of weeks. We're asking him tonight on national television to make 2 3-pointers.
Okay. Here's this again. Sorry, PrizePicks, trying to give away free money here. Here's the thing. Wait until the game that RJ knocks down 4 or 5 threes, and then wait until the average catches up with the fact that he hasn't made a 3 in 3 weeks, and then just hammer RJ over on the threes as one of your bets every night the Knicks play. But I'm not banking on tonight being the night. Maybe it is the night, but I'm not banking on it being the night.
You're right. As far as like being able to predict it, I think that's fair. RJ rebounds is probably the better over. He's at 5.5 rebounds. So
that is pretty good.
So
that's good. I didn't even notice that. That's a pretty good one.
Collectively, we have Randall over 9.5 rebounds, Kemba over 12.5 points, Melo over two or more 3-pointers made, Dame Lillard at least 3 3-pointers made, and then Russell Westbrook over 8.5 rebounds tonight, or as your 5th pick, Kristaps Porzingis over 18.5 points. The payout on this is 10 times if you get it all correctly. So $20 to win $200. And then 2 times if you get 4 correct. So that's $40 off of a $20 bet. And then 0.4 times if you get 3 right. So $20 to win 8. I think we've successfully done this. For those of you that joined us in the chat, we have a super chat. Ryan Menzies he came all the way down from upstate to join us.
What's going on, Ryan?
For the watch party at the Garden, for the game at the Garden, KFS at MSG, predicting the return of RJ tonight. I hope with an upside down smiley face. Thank you, Ryan, for your contribution. If you guys would like to contribute to us, but also want to help our friends out, head on over to PrizePicks and use promo code Film School. They're doing a 100% instant match up to $100 on your first entry. John literally set up his account in like 2 minutes. I guarantee that you can do it even faster. In fact,
if I can do it, any idiot can do it.
The over under on minutes is 2. So you guys have 2 minutes. I'll take the under for all of you that you can set up your account in under 2 minutes. Okay. You want to make a prediction for the game?
Yeah, one of 2 things is going to happen. Carmelo Anthony is either going to come in and go absolutely insane, and the Knicks are going to win, or Carmelo Anthony is going to struggle throughout the night. The Lakers are going to keep it close regardless, and then Carmelo Anthony will hit a backbreaking 3 for the Lakers to defeat the Knicks late.
And I'll control my emotions either way. Can I give one Thanksgiving pick?
Sure.
So the Knicks don't play again until after Thanksgiving, and there'll be 3 football games. And the cool thing about PrizePicks is you can go out of sport, so you can cross sport. So we could have made our out of towner a game on Thursday, and just the bet wouldn't be completed until Thursday when the games are done.
Got it.
Dak Prescott is at 265 yards passing, and I would take the very over, because they're playing the Las Vegas Raiders, who have been decimated by life this year with what happened to their coach, what happened to their number 1 wide receiver. And that team over the past couple of weeks has shown that at a certain point, these things add up. And I think the Cowboys are going to destroy the Raiders on Thursday. That, and that the Cowboys have one of the best offenses in football, unless they play the AFC West, which is the hesitation I have, because they're playing a team in the AFC West, but I'm trusting that the Raiders are going to be what they've been the past couple of weeks. So that would be my one over. Dak Prescott over 265.5 yards.
I will trust the knowledge of the person who has watched more than 7.5 minutes of football this year.
So here's my under for yards on Sunday. Mac Jones is 220.5. For anybody saying like the savior, he's the next Brady, a lot of his success has to do with the fact that they brought back their number 1 defense from a couple of years ago. I would go very under on Mac Jones. He has one job: don't turn the ball over, hit the throws that are schemed for you open.
And who are they playing?
They're playing the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. The 8-3 Tennessee Titans. It's about This is so. Here's the PrizePicks doesn't have this as a prop bet, but here's the bet I'd like to see: do the Patriots lose again this year? It's happening again, John. Okay. The Patriots they've won 5 in a row. If they win on Sunday, they're the 1 seed. And
is this a real thing?
This is a real thing. They're 7-4 at the moment. The Titans are 8-3. If they win on Sunday, they're 7-4. Go ahead.
Here's the extent of my football knowledge this year.
Excuse me.
And it's not football knowledge that I wish I had. At my fantasy draft, I made an investment in, I think, the 2nd or 3rd round in Pat Mahomes. And I woke up yesterday and checked, and Pat Mahomes somehow got 6 fantasy points.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look back at like what he's been doing over the recent weeks. Like what happened to this person? This person was the second coming of Michael Jordan and cleats.
Yeah, he's turning the ball over a lot more, which
that doesn't explain these numbers.
Right, there's fewer touchdowns also being paid. Like, he is getting the yards up. There's just, I don't know. They had 5 touchdowns against the Raiders, who I was just trashing 2 weeks ago.
He killed the Raiders, I guess, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6 points before that, 11, 14, 6. Like, it's Pat Mahomes. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Fantasy football is terrible.
Yes.
All right. This was fun. I like doing this.
Yes. And we're going to be doing this for the remainder of our Prize Picks run. I'll be hosting. John will be on when he can, but we're going to get Jeremy involved, get a couple of the other KFS people involved as well. But yeah, guys, take advantage of this promotion while we have it. Shout out to Blue Wire for making this connection. We greatly appreciate it. Shout out to Prize Picks for making this possible. Enjoy the game tonight and go Knicks.